Here is an example of just how little the European political elite think of the people of Europe. The EU elections returned the most nationalistic results ever, which was a collective rejection of the European Union. And despite the Lisbon Treaty saying that the new EU Commission President has to reflect the will of the people, it looks like the Commission are going to stick two fingers up to every voter in the EU by putting Claude-Juncker as their new EU Commission President. Juncker is an open European federalist. Now, for the general public that are watching this, that means that he wants a United States of Europe and to bring the governance of your country under his unelected control. Oh, and he also wants you to never have a vote for this. But not only do we have Juncker to deal with, we now hear that the Italian Prime Minister is going to use his country's 6 months term of the EU presidency to push for, that's right, a United States of Europe. Italy to push for United States of Europe when it holds the EU presidency. Matteo Renzi, the Italian Prime Minister, has said that Italy will push for a United States of Europe during its 6 months EU presidency, in a move likely to raise hackles in Britain, launching an appeal to convince European leaders, the leaders, not the people, the leaders, to show that a strong and more cohesive Europe is the only solution to solve the problem of our time. Mr. Renzi said, "For my children's future I dream, think and work for the United States of Europe." Well, look at him. If I was him, I'd think, dream and work to get those warts removed from my face. Look how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the fuckers. I suppose I would behave like Dr. Evil if I had 6 fucking great big warts on my face as well. In 1962, John F. Kennedy famously said, "Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable." The political scum of the European Union really think they can have their United States of Europe without anyone ever voting for it. And this is actually possible because the Lisbon Treaty is a self-amending treaty. And it was passed because we as people are dumb as fuck and asleep. Not a great combination. Not all of us are asleep or dumb as fuck, but the vast majority are. It's the EU political elite that are going to be responsible when the riots start, and believe me, they will. It might not be this week, or even this year, or next year, but sooner or later, we will have tens of millions of people on the streets of Europe, dwarfing the riots we've seen so far, and all because the so-called European political elite have taken a massive dump on each and every European, proving that they don't give a shit what people think about their United States of Europe agenda. They're going to carry on and enslave us and rid every country in Europe of its freedom, whatever it takes. Do you know what a United States of Europe would look like? Unelected bureaucrats ruling us from Brussels. Well, just like what we've got now then. This is how close they are at getting their prized goal. They are literally a whisker away from a United States of Europe. Your country will be lost forever if this happens. All the history will have been for nothing. All those lives lost defending your country will have all died in vain. This is why we must resist the political elite. It's now very much a case of us versus them. The people who want freedom and those that want to enslave us under a United States of Europe. The people versus the politicians, and if the political elite of Europe will not take into account the will of the people, and if they continue to take a massive stinky runny dump on the people of Europe, then we, the people, cannot be held responsible for what happens to them, because they will pay for their treason.